Okay, welcome. Welcome to Badass Soul Session number 10. Badass Soul Session number 9 was around places in your life that you can leak energy based on your integrity. So integrity with time, integrity with telling the truth to yourself as well as the truth to others, and the idea of making promises and commitments. And how in integrity are you with the promises and commitments you're making to yourself as well as to other people? Because every time that we are out of integrity, we leak a little bit of energy, and then we don't have the energy that we want to have to do the things that we want to do. And so we want to start plugging up all of those holes so that our boat isn't sinking. We want to be like floating beautifully on top of the water, so that we can just go with the current and do the things that we really want to do to have an impact in this life, and to do the things that we want to do, and to be happy and blissful and joyful rather than being weighed down by the things that we are not holding up to. And so today I want to continue that conversation with one other place in your life that you may be leaking energy. And that is around all of the tolerations that you may be dealing with in your life. So I want you to just take a second. And if you have the opportunity, if you're somewhere where you can do it, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. And I want you to just imagine from the time that you just woke up this morning until now, as you've just been, moving through your life today, what are some of the tolerations that you've already dealt with today? What are some of the things that you have noticed that you're like, oh, I'll get to that later, or oh, that's annoying, but I'm not going to deal with it right now? So, for example, this morning when I woke up, I went to brush my teeth and my drain isn't working properly in my sink in my bathroom. And it hasn't been for a little while, and it drives me crazy, but I just haven't dealt with it. Or then I walked down to my office and I painted it not too long ago, but the paint didn't turn out exactly like I wanted it to. And it kind of bothers me. I don't love the color of the paint, but I just tolerate it. But I want you to just notice, just think of a few things, and as you are thinking about it and you want to drop one in the comments, I would love to hear, just like see what some of other people's tolerations are that they're dealing with in their life. And just notice what happens in your body as you start thinking about those things that you're just kind of are like, okay, I'll get to that later. It's not that bad. Whatever your story is around it of why you haven't done it. Because for me, what happens is I get really contracted and I feel really weighed down, and it makes me feel even a little bit unmotivated and a little bit overwhelmed when I start thinking of my long list of things that I don't love, but that I'm just tolerating and dealing with. So as you can tell, like before you even get out of bed and put your feet on the ground, if you already have this long list of tolerations going on, whether it's conscious or subconscious, it is a huge energy leak. And so you already start out your day not having the vibrancy that you would have if you started checking some of these off your list. And this may seem like such a silly, stupid task, but if you start really brain dumping all of the tolerations that you have going on in your life, you'll probably be kind of surprised about how many that you probably have. And so I'm going to give you a few different categories. I'm going to give you 5 different categories that you can just brain dump into those categories, and then just start checking some of those off the list. And some of them are going to be easier than others to take care of. But just if you can get them out of your head and onto paper, or I highly recommend putting it, if we carry our phones around all the time, I highly recommend putting it in like notes or something. Or I use Asana, I don't know how you say it, as my project manager. And so I have 5 separate lists in my project manager of the categories for tolerations, and I just keep adding them, because as you're walking through your life, you're going to notice other things that bother you and that start weighing you down. So I'm going to go through the categories, and so write them down, or you can come back here and check in on them. But the first category is your home environment. And this is such an important place to feel good because we spend a lot of time in our homes. It's the place where we feel safe. And so just start jotting down some of the tolerations that you have about your home. Do you is the paint color, the furniture, whatever, anything in your home, like my bathroom sink that's not draining properly, anything that you are tolerating in your home environment. And then the second one is your well-being. And to me, I think this is one of the most important ones, because if we are tolerating things within our well-being, it's probably the biggest place that we're leaking energy, because we need to feel good in our body, in our own skin, with our health, with our exercise, in order to have the energy to go do what we really want to do in the world. So where in your well-being are things that you're just tolerating? Like, are you tolerating not having time to exercise? Are you tolerating eating gluten even though you're not supposed to? So what are some of the things are you wanting to meditate, but you're tolerating just not doing it? So where are the places in your life that you're tolerating around well-being? And then the third category is friends and family, relationships in general. What are you tolerating in the relationships in your life? Because this can be a big energy suck, especially if you have conflicts that are unresolved in your life. Those are a huge energy suck. We're thinking about them even if we're not thinking about them. We're feeling them even if we're not actually in the relationship in that moment. So starting to shift some of those relationships and take care of some of those things so they're not weighing you down. So conflicts that you may have, or maybe there's somebody in your life that you have been wanting to let go of because they're not serving you, but you're not letting go of them. You're just tolerating them being in your space or in your life. Boundaries that aren't being held to. So where with friends and family are you tolerating? And then equipment, stuff. What kind of stuff in your life is broken or not working? Like my car was in the hailstorm not too long ago, and I got the insurance money, but I still haven't fixed it. So I'm just tolerating. I can barely see it, but it still bothers me every time I go out to my car, but I just haven't done it yet. So, or do you have an appliance that's not working properly? Is your computer kind of going really slow? So what are some things in your life around equipment or stuff that you're wanting to get rid of or fix that's broken? And then the final place is, what's the final place? Work. One of the most important. What are the places in your life that you are tolerating around your work life? The clients that you have, the work environment that you are in, and jot those down. So just brain dump into these categories anything that you can think of that you feel like is just weighing on you that you're not doing because of whatever reason. So the second part of this is to check out what is the reason. Why are you not doing something about these things that you're just tolerating? So are you not doing them because you are an avoider? You just don't feel like it. You're avoiding doing whatever. Are you not doing it because it feels really overwhelming? Are you not doing it because you're a perfectionist and you want to make sure that it's done really, really well? And so the project keeps going on and on and on, and you're tolerating that because you want it to be perfect. Or are you tolerating it because you don't want to fail? And so you just don't do it at all. That happens a lot especially a lot of entrepreneurs on here in business, when we're scared to fail, so we just don't try, and then it's keeps weighing on you and weighing on you and weighing on you that you haven't done that Facebook Live that you want to do, or you haven't launched that program that you want to launch because you're worried that it might not go. So really looking at what the underlying reason to some of those tolerations are. So that is my Badass Soul session number 10 for today, is really paying attention to where in your life are you just living with all of these tolerations, because again, they just leak energy, and then you don't have the energy to do what you are meant to be doing here on this planet, because you already feel weighed down. You already feel kind of depressed. You already feel overwhelmed. So do some things about these tolerations. Just start one by one. So this is on the daily. Between the integrity piece and the tolerations piece, these are things that you can do on a daily basis. It can be a daily practice of, as you're walking through your life, check out like, is there something I can do about that bathroom sink? Can I do something about the paint color on the wall? Can I go run to Apple and have them check out my computer and see if they can take some of the stuff off that's slowing my computer down? Because you will notice every time you check off something on that list, you will start getting lighter and lighter and lighter, and you will start plugging up all of those leaks in your boat, and you'll start floating, and you won't feel so weighed down, and you'll be able to get way more shit done during your day if you don't have all of these things that are weighing you down. So continue to look at what you are doing that is out of integrity, and continue looking at the tolerations that you're just dealing with. And I will see you all next week. If you have any questions about any of these things, please feel free to reach out anytime. I'm happy to answer any questions. But until then, have an awesome Tuesday, and I will see you guys soon.